Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night in America or in the West. And I'm having a beautiful Saturday morning here in Bangkok, Thailand. Today's topic, what's up, good morning, Hike? Good to see you, man. Today's topic is it sustainable to be a solo traveler? And hopefully, I'm going to provide some insight on that for you. First of all, could somebody please type how the AirPods sound on the Mac? Because I did this once before, but I can't remember how well they sounded. So if you guys want to give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, let me know how things are sounding, whether they're good or not. They sound real good. Okay, good. Thanks, Go More Hike. I appreciate that. It's vacation season, guys, and this is a good time to start talking about things like solo travel. And the reason I want to talk about solo travel is because for me personally, I have found that solo travel has become lonely. It really has over the past, I would say, 5 or 6 months or so. Good morning, Texas. Good morning. Glad to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. Appreciate you being here as always. Um, John, what's up, New York? Frank, good evening to you, sir. Hope you had a good day. I'm going to have a great day, I hope. Chuck, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. And glad all your travels were safe and you got back to where you needed to be. That's excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. Um, so I started my journey as a solo traveler back in July of 2017, and I thought it was going to be the greatest experience ever. Alaskan snowbird picker, hello, stuck in Florida, good morning. And yes, it is sustainable. Of course, it's sustainable. Um, it it gets old, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. One Hungry Traveler says, "Good morning, Jeremy. How is everything? Everything's great." Yoon says, "Good morning, Jeremy. It's Simon. Oh, Simon. That's right. Hey, Simon. Good to see you. Hans, where are you originally from? I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, or right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Butch Boy says, living the dream. You could say living the dream. I would put it to you this way. I would rather be living in Thailand and Southeast Asia right now than I would be in America. That's just my personal. That's not a statement to get a conversation started. That's just the truth. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty cool. I mean, I'm pretty cool on staying in Southeast Asia. I'm not really in a hurry to get back to America or anything. So I started solo traveling in 2017, and no more Hike says, "Me too. I hear you, brother." Um, but I went to the Philippines, and I thought, I had spent 1 week there on vacation to try to see if it was a place that I felt like I could live, and I thought, wow, I can really do this. This is good. This is going to be good for me. Um, and I got there, and the first 4 months were absolutely wonderful. They were wonderful. As a solo traveler, I did whatever I wanted to. I had passive income at the time, so I didn't have a lot of income, but I had enough to survive and live and that kind of thing. Henry says solo traveling still requires you to work, right? Yes, absolutely. Gordon, what's up, Gordon? Good morning. I'm drinking a mixture of Coca Cola and I have my orange drink over here too when this runs out, just so you guys know. So, as I started the solo path, um, I made the mistake of making too many friends with the wrong people. And I will tell you that as a solo traveler, if you are going to live in a place for an extended period of time and then go and travel elsewhere, which is my plan, be very, very, very careful about who you make friends with. Be very careful about that. Um, Billy, what's up, Billy? How's it going in Bangkok? Loving Bangkok, man. Love it, love it, love it. Henry says, "What made you decide to travel solo?" I didn't have anybody else to travel with, so solo it was, and I was just ready. I was ready to get out of the grind of America. I was ready to get out of college. I was ready to get out of just the doing the daily ins and outs, and I thought oh, the cost of living is going to be. See, I was one of those very naive travelers. I thought, oh, well, the Philippines, the cost of living is so much less than it is in America. So my little bit of income, of passive income that I get, that'll be enough to sustain me, and everything will be fine. And that's why I tell you guys, you got to have say. I've learned so much. You got to have money. Chuck says, "Where's Tommy?" He's here. He's in Thailand. That's where Tommy is. I'm gonna have to throw people some wrenches here real quick. Go, Mike. You're gonna get one. I would put Chuck on one, but he's probably at work. I'll find something. Stuck in Florida. Stuck in Florida. Have you ever had a wrench before? I don't know. Okay, let me go back up to the question. One Hungry Traveler says, I think being a solo traveler is the best way to go. Go at your own pace, do what you want to do. I agree, as long as you're not going to stay in one place more than a year. I agree. Because solo traveling for a year is awesome. You can go home, you can see your family after that, you can, kind of reinvigorate your spirit, get some rest, the whole 9 yards. You can do all that stuff. But if you're going to be a solo traveler and just solo travel country to country to country to country, that's okay too, as long as you're doing it in succession. Why? Because it keeps your mind busy. If you're going to be a solo traveler and stay in one place for long durations and you're an introvert, you're in trouble because you're going to get very lonely very fast. And that is my personal opinion. Let's see. Simon says, what happened to you in the Philippines? Oh, that's a long story. Let's just say that things didn't get any better. I made a move and got mixed up with the wrong people, and it just went downhill quickly from there. No criminal, nothing or anything like that. It just crazy people, pretty much. Billy says, planning on doing the same and moving to Cebu City and Davao. Cebu's awesome, man. You'll love Cebu. I love Cebu. The first 4 months I was there, I lived in Cebu. I loved it. I absolutely loved Cebu City. It was great. The people were great. I had no problems, no issues. It's a good place to be. I love Cebu. Henry says, when did you start traveling solo in your 20s? No, I didn't start traveling until I was 36. I had been out of the country one time before that, and that was to Peru on a study abroad trip. And that was in 2014. That's the only other time I've ever been out of the country. So I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to. I'm still a newbie when it comes to world travel. I'm not. I won't put the world travel in there. Let's see. Henry said, yep, Chuck agrees. I agree with you. Gordon says, friendships don't last long when you're on the road. That's true. Every once in a while, Gordon, you'll find somebody that you really connect with, and it's like, whoa, I kind of, I have to stay in touch with this person. But for the most part, generally, you're right. You're absolutely right. Addie, good morning. Good morning, Addie. Good to see you. Michael says, hello, Jeremy. Good morning, Michael. Thanks for taking the wrench. Go More Heights. Stuck in Florida says yes. Okay, good. You get another one. I get some more people on here. Chuck says headed in now. I figured you were back at work. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, my friend. Hadn't seen you in a week. I hadn't seen you in a week, but it's okay. Good to see you again. Billy says, how about being a solo traveler going to the Philippines for the first time? It was very scary. It was scary going to the Philippines for the first time because you don't really know all the laws. You don't know the implications of what you may or may not be getting, doing, and seeing. You don't know what the penalty is for the most basic of things. I mean, I don't want to go into a bunch of examples here because I don't want to sound like I'm downgrading the Philippines, because I'm not. But there are certain laws in certain countries that just don't make any sense to me. And if you knew them, they wouldn't make any sense to you either. Pogie says, good morning. Good morning, Pogie. Everything is great in Bangkok, man. Everything is great. Yes, thumbs up button, my friends. Thumbs up button is always good for warm and fuzzies, and it does help the video, so I always appreciate thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, hit some thumbs up. Oh, speaking of content, I got some. I got a few videos coming out for you guys. I still have the Lapini Park video. I've got to shoot, or I've got to edit and publish. I've got 2 more videos. Last weekend I was in Pattaya, and that was kind of my. I had reasons to go there. I didn't just like take off to Pattaya, but I was on a little 4-day vacation there, and stayed at a very cheap resort, and loved it. Had a great time. Cleared my head. It was real good. I talked to you guys. We had a great weekend last weekend for the channel, and I appreciate that. So I was going somewhere with that, but I forgot what it was. Anyway, hit the thumbs up button. Oh, I was talking about the content coming out. I've got some good stuff coming out for you guys this week. I'm actually going to be on vacation. When I say vacation, it just means I'm not going to have to work. I'm actually going to tour around Bangkok and see what I can find, you guys. I'm not going back to work until Thursday of next week. So hopefully I can find you guys some interesting stuff here in Bangkok, and we can get some good content. Speaking of that, I want to know what you want to see that I haven't done yet, or I want to know what you want to see that I have done, but you want to see it done again in a different way. Please leave that in the comment sections below this video, because if you type it in, you can type it in the chat, but make sure you leave it in the comment section below the video when the video is over. I don't want to forget about it. That's for sure. Let's see. Fabe, good morning, Fabe. Han says, I wish I could move to Thailand. Everybody can. You just gotta. It's a matter of discipline. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Eric says, do you have a girlfriend or wife? And if not, how come? I have neither. And the reason is because I try to make a really strong living. I try my best to keep this YouTube channel up and running. And making being as lucrative as possible without trying to I just like I don't ask my subscribers for money, but they typically do money challenges on here on the weekends, and that really supports the channel itself, because AdSense is not that much. It's really low. So I work about a 40-hour a week job. Then I've spent about 30 to 35 on YouTube, and that's probably why I don't have a girlfriend at this point. I'm not interested in getting married anytime soon, so that would be the wife thing. One Hungry Traveler says, my dad does country hopping all the time. He retired at 45. Been traveling ever since. What? That's amazing, man. That is amazing. I wish I had known when I was younger. I wish I had known then what I know now, and I would have been retired at 45. I can assure you. Henry says, how do you survive the Bangkok heat? Actually, it hasn't been that bad yet, because it's going into, we're moving into high season. High season starts at the end of this month, and the heat will start to really, it'll get worse. But the way I survived it the first time I lived here was just sweat. I got comfortable with sweating. The more I sweated, the better I felt. So you just have to take sometimes 2 or 3 showers a day. Sometimes you don't. It's the heat is like, and you can take other precautions. You can use an umbrella, that kind of thing, But for the most part, the heat in Bangkok is just like more of a, how do I say, more of a nuisance than anything else. Simon says, how's Bangkok treating you now? Oh, it's great. It's great. I love it. I love my, I really literally have the best job in the world. I do. I am very, very happy with the job that I have here in Bangkok, and it is a non super stressful job. So it just makes me a happier person, a better person, gives me more time to do things, and I'm really excited about the prospects of what's to come for sure. Jailer says, greetings, brother. How are you? I'm starting traveling solo now. After Thailand, I'm going to Spain, Italy, France, and then back to Florida. I have the whole month of July. See, that's how you solo travel. That's kind of my point. Like, if you want to be a solo traveler, hit places and keep moving. Don't try to be a solo traveler. And I mean, I'm not. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm just saying, for me personally, in my experience, what I've learned, um, to be a solo traveler and live in a country is just not it's not the same as you would think it would be. It's just not the same. If you're a solo traveler and you live for a week in one country, a week in another country, a week in another country, then you're popping. You're steadily going, right? You're steadily going. So solo traveling can be amazing at that point. Me personally, I'm looking for a travel buddy. That's just me, but that's because you guys got to remember I've been on the road now for over 2 years. I hadn't been in Thailand in 2 years, but I've been traveling 9 months in the Philippines and I think 17 months here in Thailand. So I've been going since July of 2017, and I haven't seen my family. I haven't gone back home. My family hasn't come here, and they won't. Just because they have no interest in coming to Thailand. So it gets lonely. It does. It gets lonely. And you could say, oh, use Tinder, use this, use that. A lot of those are just superficial things, superficial relationships that really don't mean much. And that's not what I'm into either, to be honest with you. Gomor Height says, he's talking to Henry. Have you settled in Bangkok? Almost. As soon as I get this apartment cleaned up, I will definitely be settling into Bangkok for sure. No question about it. And I'm working on that. Cody says, I had an eye infection for a week. Comes to a question, are optometrists available easily there? I don't know about easily, but I know in Bangkok you can find optometrists pretty much anywhere, really. Yeah. I kind of wish I was him too, Gilmore Height, because Jailer sounds like he's doing he sounds like he's got it figured out, man. Let me kind of stretch to the side here, guys. My legs are going to sleep a little bit. Gilmore Height. Oh wait, Fabe says Chinatown or Asiatique, just two spots I like to visit. My friend has told me about Asiatique, and I plan to visit that for sure. Maybe Chinatown too. I don't know really what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to record, where I'm going to go, or what exactly it is I'm going to record when I get there. But I'm going to charge the batteries up here in a little bit and go out and do some recording for sure for you guys. So you can see more of Bangkok, and I want to go hit that really odd oblong looking building that's got the glass ceiling at the top of it. So I'm pretty excited about that. Gilmore Heights says, hit that subscribe button to keep up with DoMoreLife. Jeremy releases videos frequently. Yes, I do. And if you want to be a part of the DoMoreLife family, if you have been around for a while, I also have a private closed Facebook group that is unlisted. Would love to have you in there if you're interested. Just send me a message via Facebook after this live stream is over, and if I know who you are and can verify that you are not there to cause any harm, I will gladly add you to the Facebook group. Happy to be. Cool season just around the corner. Yeah, man. One Hungry Traveler says he went into his job interview. First thing he asked was what he can do to retire. That's probably that sounds like something I would probably do. Fabe says the heat in Thailand is much like a hot South Florida day. I've been to Florida on a hot day. I would agree with that. Morton, good morning. Jim Grady says, he's talking to Fabe. Carl, what's up, Carl from New York Cebu? Hello, Jeremy and everyone. Happy Saturday. Same to you, my friend. Same to you. Great Eye Doctors, Bangkok Hospital. Ross said, hey, Ross. Didn't know you were here, bud. But Ross's channel is still growing, guys. You get a chance, go check out Ross's channel. He's got some pretty interesting stuff over there. He did a good video on Rayong and the fishing industry. I think yesterday he released it or the day before. So when you after this live stream, go over and check out Ross's channel right here, Ross and Rayong, and see if you guys like his content. If you do, be sure to subscribe to him. Fabe says yes, heat in Naples is bad, but not bad on the coast or after those afternoon showers. Ooh, I know because the humidity. Have you considered putting up some posters on your wall? No, I will not be putting up posters on the wall because I am renting this condo and I am not going to do any kind of damage to it at all in any way, form, or fashion. I'm not even going to do it, put a like a thumbtack in anything. Eddie says, seen too many men fall like flies in Pattaya. That's why I live in Jom 10 when I moved back in 2020. That is a very good point, Eddie. Did you guys watch the top 5 not to do in Pattaya or in Pattaya? The thing about it is like I tried to stay away from some of the original stuff that I had put on there. But the fact of the matter is look, man, if you go to Pattaya or Pattaya, I'm trying to pronounce it right. If you go to Pattaya and you think you got it figured out, you're probably going to come home either broke or heartbroken, and that's what I want you guys to know. That's why I keep making these videos about Pattaya, because I want you to be aware. I want you to be aware. It's very important. Ross says was working on a great sleep. I hear you, but I was too. My alarm clock went off. Cody says put a big picture of cheesecake on the wall. God, I hate you. Somebody else sent me Jay East just sent me a picture of a cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. You guys kill me. Texas, hit the like and give Jeremy some love. Yes, like button is a good thing. Thank you, Texas. Roger McGee says when coming into matter of fact, let me throw you a wrench here, Texas, because yeah, I don't have a lot of moderators on here. Roger McGee, good to see you, Roger. When coming into Thailand on a passport, how many days out do you schedule the flight out of the country if I plan on staying there for 90 days, if not retire there? Well, if you're coming in on a 90-day tourist visa or a 60-day tourist visa, I would highly recommend scheduling your flight, your one-way ticket, scheduling your ticket 2 to 3 days in advance of when your visa is due to expire. That would be my number one. That's what I always do. Mostly just travel videos. Have you thought of putting out a podcast? Yes, but the problem is I really don't know how to do one. I did one using Spreaker and I put it on Anchor, but I haven't really heard of anybody. It's got no response or anything, and I honestly I don't really. That's a good question. I would love to put out a podcast, but I just don't. I don't know how to do it. I really don't know how to do it, and yeah, as soon as I learn how to do it, I've been watching YouTube videos on it, trying to figure out certain aspects of why certain things work, why certain things don't work. I don't know. So I'll just have to look it up. Jailer says, I plan my 9 months in advance so it's easier to save money. Weekly, I'll spend 10 days in Thailand, 5 days in Spain, 5 in Italy, and 5 in France. I'm traveling with the URL train. Oh, I hear you, man. That's a good idea, Jailer. Good planning. Good job for you, because I preach planning and understanding, having some kind of itinerary before you go. So yeah, it's good. Gordon says Jom 10 is technically Pattaya or Pattaya. I agree with Gordon, it is, but Jom 10 is just a much quieter section, in my opinion. Ross is talking about visas there. Let's see. Cody says, does your insurance cover optometrists, or is that something you have to do as I do here? I don't think it covers optometrists. There's Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Haven't seen you in a long time. Morton, I'm 48 and just retired. I need to find a place so I can escape winter. Is it possible to find an apartment I can rent for 3 months. I did when I first got here. I just paid 3 months up front, and they let me stay there. So I would say it's possible. But in fact, I know it's possible. If nothing else, you could get a Airbnb for 3 months or something like that. That would be ultimately probably one of the best things that you could do. One Hungry Traveler says, get in touch with me later. I can help you with doing a podcast and other computer stuff. Cool. I will. I most definitely will. Send me a Facebook message because I can't remember your name on Facebook. I don't remember. So send me a Facebook message. DoMoreLife says, Martin, oh yeah, there's all kinds of rental options for sure. There's your answer about optometry. Ross is answering that for you. Anthony says he's been very, very busy. I understand, man. I understand. Simon says, check out these places in BKK, Times Square, JJ Market, and Floating Market. I'm definitely gonna do some looking around downtown Bangkok over the next few days for sure, and try to bring you guys some of the content from it. 30 and a wake up. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur, my friend. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining the chat. Morton says, thanks for the good info. You're welcome to whoever he's talking to. One Hungry Traveler 555. Okay, will do. I probably know exactly who you are. I just the One Hungry Traveler kind of messes me up. Anthony, so if you feel up to it, can you share with the DoMoreLife family what you discovered about the magical world of autophagy? I discovered it's probably a pyramid scheme and it's a multi-level marketing system. That's what I discovered. Cody says, Jomtien seems like where you would want to live if you were there for Pattaya, but not consumed by it 24/7. That's exactly the way I think of Jomtien, Cody. Exactly the way I think of Jomtien. And for a solo traveler, if you are going to stay somewhere, Jomtien would really be a good place for you to stay because you could bounce over to Pattaya for all the nightlife stuff, and then you could go over to back to Jomtien for a nice quiet, evening. You don't have to worry about anything, all of that stuff. So, thank you, Mike. That's funny. Addie says, I decided not to produce podcasts and produce audiobooks instead for tourists in Oz. Well, an audiobook is something that I am definitely interested in producing, or an ebook is something I'm definitely interested in producing myself. I'd like to do almost like an autobiography on my life, my situation, my journey. And I think it would be very interesting. I'm going to be working on some digital products over the next few days. I don't know where I'm going to sell them yet, but there won't be anything super expensive. We'll see what we can do about that. I'm going to try to make them really, really valuable for you. Anthony says, is there a stated theme for your live chat today? Yes. Is it sustainable to be a solo traveler? When I say sustainable, I'm talking about sustainable long term, like me, 2 years, solo traveling by yourself. Yes, it's sustainable. Is it fun? No, not after you've been in the same place for so long. It's just not. It's not cool. Unless you find somebody to spend some time with. So you need to make some friends, but you have to be very, 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 very careful about the friends that you make. I cannot express that enough. One Hungry Traveler says, yes, you do. I'm sure I do. Johnny Black says, film more of the Bangkok nightlife. Well, the thing about it is, Johnny, this is not a nightlife channel. And while I fully intend to give you guys some of the nightlife, it's going to be very PG because this is more of an informational travel, talking about life in general kind of channel. This is, and I discussed this last week, it's kind of morphed into a lifestyle type channel, and a DoMoreLife, a complete guide, if you will, from not just for me because I mess up all the time, but from people like the subscribers on the channel, people in the live chat that talk about, this is what I do. This is how you can overcome it. This is how you can do this. This is how you can do that. And I think that it's really, 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 I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable as I used to shooting a lot of the nightlife. And part of that has to do with YouTube as well because I don't want YouTube jerking my channel down. Gordon, tattoo, 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 tattoo. There's the tattoo. I think I'm gonna get some red outlines on it. I'm gonna call them back and see if I can get the letters outlined in red, but that's what it's looking like. Let's see. 30 and a wake up. I'm a solo traveler, but currently traveling with a program called Remote Year. Kind of cool traveling with a group of folks that understand the full-time travel life. That would be awesome, man. That would be absolutely awesome to travel with a group of people that understand the travel life. That's what happened to me when I went to Peru, and I had it great. I had it great. 100 Traveler says, let's do it. I can do ebooks. Good. I need you to tell me how to do it. I'm so serious. So please, when this live stream is over, send me a Facebook message. Please, 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 please. Texas says, I've been thinking about doing a couple of ebooks for residual income later. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, here comes Anthony. Anthony with his advertisement. Here he comes. Brother, listen, the 2016 Nobel Prize was awarded for autophagy. How the heck can you claim it appears to be a pyramid scheme? Because everything I read about it says it's a pyramid scheme. That's why. You told me to do my research, so I did. It's a program that you have to buy. Correct or not correct? Yes or no? Okay. Go More Hike says, I wish I could drive on the autophagy. Anthony, I have moved my home many, many, many times and have more than 10 years living all over East Asia. Good. That's a good way to live. Let's see, 44 chatters in here, only 7 likes. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps more people find the live chat. That's true. Spread the word. Thank you, 30 and a wake up. I really appreciate that. Anthony says, so I can contribute much in the topic I do believe. You can contribute whatever you want to the topic you believe. Absolutely. I got nothing against what you contribute to. Ross says, if you're a solo traveler, it means you travel. JC is more of a solo immigrant. Harold Barr is a solo traveler. That's fair. That's fair. John Hooker says, laminated copy of your passport, good idea or bad? We talked about this last week, John, and I think a laminated copy of your of a passport ID card is the best idea. I've never seen a laminated passport, so I can't really sit here and tell you that a laminated passport is the way to go. And that's because I simply don't know. Let me go back up here. Cody says, have you ever tried out Hostel Life, JC? Yeah, and I hate it because everybody sleeping against you or around you is always snoring or making some loud noises or something crazy. Go More Hike says, yeah, integrity legal, discuss the topic of expats for immigrant. Where do you see yourself as expat? I still see myself as an expat because I'm not going to, I don't see myself living my days out here in Thailand unless I happen to find a Thai woman. So, expat, it's funny the way he put it because my visa reads non-immigrant B visa, right? That's what the non-B stands for. So my visa literally says that I'm not an immigrant. So for me, I see myself as an expat. That's just me personally. Morton says English movies in the cinemas, are they in English or have they added Thai voices on top? You can find English movies in the cinemas and they will likely have Thai subtitles. And then the rest of them, of course, will be in Thai. Thank you, Second Florida, for addressing that with Anthony. Fuad says, hey man, traveling in Dominican Republic right now, but still tuning in. Thank you, Fuad. I really appreciate you tuning in, brother. All is well. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great time in the DR down there. I'd love to see that place for sure. And then it says, okay, this is the last word. We'll say autophagy is simply eating less. Nothing to do with money or scheme. Zero to do with money. You seriously got some bunk info, JC. Honestly, okay. Maybe the family can comment. Maybe they will, but I doubt it because I did do my research. I did find out that it's a program, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Now, I prefer to eat more. DoMoreLife says, me too. But eating healthy is important. That's one good thing I like about. I've learned how to eat some Thai food, guys. Believe it or not, I've learned how to eat some Thai food that is not spicy. So non-spicy Thai food is or has been very, very good for me. And the non-spicy Thai food is so much healthier than I could possibly have ever imagined. I felt so much better. My stomach's feeling better. You guys know I have little stomach issues, and overall, I feel better. So eating non-spicy Thai food is super, super healthy. Like I've been eating Chinese kale and all kinds of green stuff, and just really good food. Really, really good food that's not spicy. Street food. 40-baht meals, absolutely no problem. And they're all never gotten sick. Pretty impressed, really. Pretty impressed. Let's see, 30 and a wake up. Chiang Mai is a good spot for solo travelers because there are so many solo travelers there. Lots of Facebook meeting groups there. My favorite is Chiang Mai Coffee Club. Great way to connect. I really want to visit Chiang Mai, 30 and wake up. Really, really, really want to visit Chiang Mai. And it'll probably be March before I'm able to do that. But I really want to visit Chiang Mai. I think that Chiang Mai would be a cool place to go. And I think it would be a very interesting place to see and hang out and learn what what's going on there. Stuck in Florida says John said copy the pass. John said copy, not the passport itself. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, don't eliminate your original passport. That's what I thought. I didn't think you could do that. Ross says make a few copies of your passport and keep good pictures of it on your phone as well. So here's what I do. As a solo traveler, I didn't have any backup, nobody with me to help find the any documents that I may have lost or whatever. I backed everything up to various applications that I have, both in the air and on hard drives, and certainly on my phone. All my degrees, diplomas, my passport, my anything else, work permits, all that stuff is backed up numerous times in numerous places. So the reason I do that is because this is another thing that in my opinion causes a little more stress on a solo traveler, is the fact that you don't have anybody with you that knows anything about anything to help you with. So I have to say that it's getting all your ducks in a row. It's learning how to manage yourself and manage your independence as a solo traveler. You manage things that you learn how to you really learn how to manage your life and control your time and money and the things that you do with it. So it's good. It's very good for growth. But eventually, for me, it has kind of faded itself out. Like I would like to have a travel buddy to travel with, to go around to different places, and maybe I will one of these days. Ross says make a few copies of your passport and keep good pictures of it on your phone as well. Yep, I agree. Let's see. Go More Hype says, or just make a paper copy of your passport and put it in a plastic sheet protector. That's also a good idea. Cody, I want cornbread and pinto beans, man. Why do you do that to me? Why do you do that to me? Simon says non-spicy food is awesome. Yes, it is. I agree 100%. 100%. And Cody, just for that, you're gonna have to bring me cans of pinto beans and cornbread bits. Okay. Okay. And it says, "Take care, buddy. Cannot belong to your group under these conditions. I'm truly sharing something that is 100% free, natural human way, and you have chosen to turn it out and shut me down. I have not shut you down, Anthony. I've gave you a platform week after week after week to say whatever you want to say about this autophagy, and to talk to anybody you want to about it over and over and over and over. Yes, I do have a good heart, but I did my research as you asked me to do, and what I found out was it's a program that's being sold. If I'm wrong, prove it to me. Please prove it to me. So I'm sorry your feelings are hurt, but you've had a platform to go off on all this as much as you wanted to, and I've allowed you to do so. There's Richard. Let me go ahead and just throw him a little wrench in there because he can start swinging if he needs to. Let's see. Gordon's alive. Take the train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I hear it's very nice. I want to do that. I want to take the overnight train, Gordon. I think that would be a pleasant experience and certainly something I could share with you guys. Going right says, I've always wanted to take a train across the country. That would be awesome. That would be definitely awesome. Let's see. Richard's already swinging. Let's see. Where did I go? Ooh, that messed me up. Cody said, Gilmore Hike says, I've always wanted to take a train across country. You know, you can do that in USA. You can actually do that. There's a train that goes across country, so you should try that. Cody says 30. There is a town called Pai. I'm interested in visiting to see spicy pie, hostel northwest of Chiang Mai. Sounds interesting. Depends on which train you take. Stuck in Florida says. Sounds good. Richard says, what's up? Sorry, binge watching Survivor on TV. No worries, brother. Glad you're here. Texas says, Anthony, we can agree to disagree about some side topics and still talk about other things channel related. I agree, Texas. I think Richard's pretty much got rid of all his comments anyway. Go More says, I took a train from Bangkok to somewhere that starts with the A several years ago. Was pretty cool, very cheap, lots of atmosphere too. Cool, man. I have to try that. Cody says, Richard. Hey, Jose, don't solo traveling get boring after a while? Yeah, I would say, yeah, it does. Even when I was traveling in the Philippines as a solo traveler, and when I first came to Thailand, I was still solo. It became a little, it just became bland. I will say it became bland is what I would call it. I would say more bland than anything else really. Let's see here. I think you got your point across there, Richard. John says autophagy is a biological process where the cells recycle old stuff. I know I did that, but there's also ways that you go about doing it. The stuff I read was you have to get it's like a multi-level marketing where you sell out. You find people that are interested in the autophagy or whatever, and then you sell them products to help them to help the autophagy take place, or you sell them books that teach them how to cook for themselves, and it's a bunch of product sales is revolved around autophagy. And as Anthony kept pushing this over and over and over every single week, I was not fooled from the first week. I think that when you push something that hard, especially in a live chat that has nothing to do with anything about what we're talking about, I kind of had my suspicions. So Cody says, I'm going to bring 500 packets of Jiffy Mix to have other people sell for me, but I get 90% the gross profit. I hear you, man. You should do your thing. Just don't get caught. Ross says Pi is a small hippie town in the mountains. Even restaurant menus were all in English. Cool. Roger McGee, I have a Thai girlfriend who lives in. I'm not going to try to say that word. If you are ever around the area, I'd love to see some of it. If I can get there, I will for sure. Gilmore Heights says I looked into Amtrak travel in USA, kind of slow and expensive, but plenty of room. Greyhound bus, I might do. Yeah, Greyhound's not bad. There's Eric. What's up, Eric? Eric in Virginia. Just got back in town. Clearwater was a blast. Any rooftop bars there in Bangkok? Oh yeah, there are plenty of rooftop bars here in Bangkok, man. Plenty. Glad you had fun in Clearwater. Hope everything went well. I think you went there for a plane show, yeah. So congratulations on getting there safe and back, and or getting there and back safely. And it's good to see you in the live chat as well, Eric. I appreciate it. Texas says it doesn't seem like Thailand has many restrictions on food imports from watching several channels. Is that correct? I honestly, I don't know, Texas. I really do not know. I do not know. Has anybody seen Jim? Where's Jim? I haven't seen Jim. Have I missed Jim? I don't think I've missed Jim. Everybody knows who Jim is. I haven't seen Jim. Did you guys see Jim? Somebody say, hey, Jim's here. Sorry, rooftop bars. Yeah, they have plenty of rooftop bars, man. Yes, Ross has a good channel. He does. I agree. Texas Wildcat says, I did the Amtrak here in Texas, and it was actually a pleasant experience. That's cool. Steve says, Steve Banfield, you can get Jiff Mix at Big C. Really? I didn't know that. That's awesome. 30 and a Wake Up says, the key to keeping traveling interesting for me has been to change countries every 30 days or so and change continents every 4 months or so. So many great places in South America, Asia, and East Europe. And I'm going to tell you something, 30 and a Wake Up. That is my plan in the future, but right now, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Can't afford to do it. So if I could, I would. And that is ultimately, I appreciate your comment very much, because you're right. The key to traveling, especially solo, and to keep things interesting, would be to change countries every 30 days or so. For me, it would probably be more like 60, because I'm more of I like to stay a little bit longer, that kind of thing. But yeah, 30 days or so and change continents every 4 months. That's an awesome idea. Awesome idea. Gordon's Alive says, was Anthony the guy pushing fasting? Yes, he was. Richard says, Anthony is the guy that's in a timeout right now, courtesy of Richard. Texas Wildcat says, my parents have done a lot of the long distance Amtrak trains from Texas to Chicago, Seattle, and another to Texas, Denver, California, and back. Well, that sounds like a lot of Amtrak, and but it's probably not bad. It's probably not a bad ride at all. Stuck in Florida says, I'm on my phone, so I can't post any links. Okay, no problem. Cody in Texas says, y'all should see how fast I go through 3 plates at an Asian buffet. I hope to see that, Cody, when you come. I really do. Steve Banfield says, at Ross, love the channel. Don't drink the green massive. I know that was funny. 30 and the Wake Up says, keep the channel going. You'll hit that break even point soon enough and get to move on for sure. No doubt about it. Thank you, 30 and a Wake Up. Thank you. Richard has just put the PayPal link up. So if anybody wants to contribute, there is the PayPal link. And if it doesn't work for whatever reason, sometimes it doesn't. Let me type my email in here, just in case anybody decides to get any kind of money challenges going or anything like that, because I do not see my money challenge man, Mr. Jim P. in here. So there is my email that you can find me on PayPal in case the link does not work. Now, stuck in, let's see. Go More Hike says, Jeremy, have you tried Mansom? Like it? I have not tried it yet. I saw it in the store the other day. I've seen it many times, but it never really caught my attention because it didn't. It just looked like some kind of Thai drink or something. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in PayPal, and I have the phone today, so I can show you the actual numbers. I'm on my computer again. But the Manson, just I never thought about it. I see it in the store that's next to my condo here, and I'm thinking about getting some of it and trying it. It's pretty cool. Stuck in Florida says, "Thanks, Richard." Of course, Richard is awesome. That's why we love Richard. Budapest Mole says, "Should try the Bankas, inexpensive and interesting with beautiful women." Bankas? I'm not sure where that is, Budapest Mole, but it sounds interesting. I definitely have to look that up at some point. Texas Wildcat says, "I traveled solo for business for almost 20 years. Sometimes I was out of the U.S. 80 to 90% of the year." Wow. It does sometimes get lonely. Sometimes, especially holidays and birthdays. Yeah. Holidays and birthdays is when it really kind of sets in. Like, we don't have Christmas off this year. So even if I wanted to go take some kind of short vacation at Christmas, I wouldn't be able to. Which is kind of, it is what it is. Gomar says, "How's the safety level in the Balkans?" I'm not sure what that is. Budapest Mole says, "It's safer there. However, the usual scams and pickpockets." Morton says, "Jeremy, have you considered writing a travel book for Thailand?" Yes, and somebody is supposed to be, I think One Hungry Traveler, I believe, is going to be sending me a Facebook message when this live stream is over. And when it's over, he's going to talk to me about writing an ebook, because I'm very interested in writing an ebook and doing a few other digital products for you guys. Pretty excited about that. So, no, guys, that was not a PayPal, in case you heard the beep. Budapest Mall says, "Stay out of East Ukraine, still in conflict." I bet. Travel book would sell, I think. I think so, too. Cody says, "I've heard certain parts of the fields are having a big problem with other certain groups in southern regions. Is that a problem in Thailand?" Not really. They say that South Thailand is a little bit more, you have to be a little bit more careful there. The south of Thailand. So you have to be a little bit more careful there, but I haven't seen anything to support that here in the places I've been in Thailand. Richard says, "If Jeremy wrote a book, I'd love to listen to it on Audible, but he'd have to be the one reading it." Is it because of my beautiful accent, Richard? I think it is. Joseph, good morning. Glad to see you checking in from the Philippines. Hope you're having a good day, man. Billy, hi, Billy. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. The Balkans. Balkans. Okay, I got you. Is the former Soviet bloc, Romania, Ukraine, Bosnia. Interesting. We still need to take our Russia trip, guys, while the ruble isn't in the tank, I think. Texas Wildcat says Serbia, Croatia is similar. That's awesome. You guys are talking about some very interesting places that I would love to check out at some point. Richard says, "I thought about writing a book about Pattaya. It was going to be a pop-up book. Too edgy, guys." Oh, no. Write your book, Richard. Scott P., what's up, man? How are you doing? Good to see you this morning. Very good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Gordon says, "Living here, I talk to friends back in Canada more than ever. With the internet, somebody can be next door or across the planet." That's true. My problem is I'm more of the, like the one-on-one kind of person. Like, I like having people around me, like physically around me. So I don't know how that would work for me. I have no idea. No clue. Gomright says, "Jeremy, you need to find a rich girlfriend." I know, right? And get her to finance your travels. That would be awesome. So far, the people of this channel have been doing a great job helping to keep this channel alive and keep the traveling alive. The move to Bangkok and the videos that have come out since then. The first week I was here, I put out a video every day. I put out, I think, 2 last week. And then, of course, we're going to get a live stream today. Maybe one tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how late I sleep. So, You guys have done more in terms of keeping the channel alive than I have monetarily, because all I can do is make videos and do live streams and hope that people find enough value to contribute to the content, and then I hope that people find enough value to watch the videos that I put out. This month, I'm not gonna lie, is bad in terms of YouTube. You guys have done an awesome job as always, but in terms of YouTube, the views on the channel are down, way down, and that's unusual for October. So I don't know if this is the process that YouTube is going through in getting ready for January when they drop off, but because they're going to make a whole bunch of changes in January. I'm not sure if you guys are ready for that or whatever. But anyway, moving along. Go Mike says, Jeremy, do you find? Oh yeah. Cody says, use Richard to narrate Milli Vanilli style. That would be awesome. Eric says, I went to St. Petersburg, not in Russia, in Florida. I hear you, Eric. It was probably still fun, though. Budapest says, I have noticed watching several Thai vlogs over a couple of years. I noticed an increased presence of Muslims in Muslim districts. Are there no-go zones yet, like Sweden and UK? I don't think there are no-go zones, but there are places that require you to be very, very, very careful for sure. Lee, there is Lee. Hi, Lee. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by, as always. Says foliage time is here in the Northeast. Oh, I bet it is. I bet it's beautiful. I miss that time of year in America. I really, really, really miss that time of year in America. I do. Scott P says Amtrak is cheap if you book 2+ weeks ahead. I travel to NYC and DC a lot. Can double if you book same week. Awesome. Richard says, tried messaging Jim, but I'm blocked. You're blocked? From Jim? Wow. That's weird. I don't know where Jim is. I have no idea. Not sure. But we're missing him today for sure. I hope he's okay. You guys know he's recovering, so I'm not sure. Let's see. Lee, I love it when Lee drops by. I'm glad they're in here. Richard said, let's see, Budapest Mall says, I'm stuck in Ja. I'm not sure where Ja is. Texas says, I'm trying to decide if I want to hit the Balkans. Let's see. Trying to decide if I'm going 21-day transatlantic cruise to Italy, and trying to decide if I'm going to stay in the Eastern Med for a few weeks. Wow. See, you guys get out and travel more than I do. That's absolutely horrible. You see that Sienna? Yeah. Let me go ahead. Hang on one second, guys. Got to make sure keeping up with everything here, because yeah, we're getting on up in the 50s, so that means the trolls are coming, which is good because I love the trolls. Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh, I read that. Anon, how are you, man? From Kamala. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Richard says, where's all the women on this live stream? It's like a sausage convention in here. We actually have some women stopping by, dude, every once in a while. Ross says, with so many solo travelers, I'm surprised there is not an online group where they can meet, share experiences, and chance to try. Oh, there is. There are plenty of online groups for solo travelers. I looked, but they, that the solo traveler that I'm talking about is me. The solo traveler that you're talking about is like the people that like backpackers, those kind of people that just travel and travel and travel and travel and travel and travel and travel, and don't really do anything else but just backpack through and live off of the bottom dollar. So Addie says, don't go to Audible because they try to lock you into a 7-year contract and you have to write 5 ebooks to get a contract with Audible. Wow. Sorry, ladies, Richard says. It's all good. Anon, Wildcat, check out Split in Croatia. Beautiful area. Sounds good. Go More Hike says, I just Facebook messaged Jim. Okay, cool. Texas Wildcat says the cruise was too good to pass up. $952 for 21 days. Solo rate. Wow. That's an awesome deal, dude. That is an awesome deal. Awesome deal. That's like, yeah, man. That's big. That's an awesome deal right there. And I'm gonna tell you something about cruises. If you want to really have a vacation, go on a cruise. Everything's taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about anything, nothing. And to me, the cruise that I went on was the most pleasurable experience ever. It was just wonderful. Just ride me around on the boat and drop me off at Cozumel and the Grand Caymans. I learned so much, and it was awesome. But for $952 for 21 days, that is unbelievably cheap. So good for you, Texas. Good for you, my friend. Carl says, "Do you ever think of doing a bridge over River Kwai tour? It's nice." That's a good idea, Carl. I did not think about that, but that is a very good idea. And yes, the bridge is nice. Cody says, all the women are preparing my chambers and supper. You're horrible, Cody. Rawson Round says, bridge over River Kwai is a huge tourist spot. Better to visit Hellfire Pass Museum. I have to look these places up. Budapest Mole says, that's amazing price for a cruise. Do you have to row the boat, though? That's funny. Richard says, if you ever want to experience food poisoning, go on a cruise. Just kidding. I've never been on a cruise. I can't believe you've never been on a cruise. You got to try that one day. Eric says, hey, Tex, I'm looking to do the exact same thing. What cruise line is that on? That's a good question. I would love to know that, too. Let's see. Cody says, Wildcat is good. That is good. Last look here, 7-day cruise is $1,500. Yeah, it is. Out of America for sure. Go More Hike says, I've been to the bridge over troubled waters. I'm going to leave that one alone. Gordon says, a cruise is a great way to gain 10 pounds fast. Yes, it is. It definitely is, Gordon. Because there's a lot of food, and many times you don't have to pay for it, and it is and it's all, like, most of the time world-class food. Morton says, a cruise sounds a bit boring to me. There's so much to do on the cruise ship that you can't get bored. And then when you when you dock in a port to another country, then you get out and you do excursions at that country. So it's really a pleasant experience. Now, you may be a person that doesn't like cruises, and that's fine. Not everybody does. But for me, it was a very pleasant experience. Go More Hike says, are you taking questions off topic tonight? Of course, always. Ross in Rayong, Hellfire Pass is in the area the prisoners were forced to dig through with nothing more than lion cloth, hammer, and chisels. Ooh, it's a very emotional, moving experience. Thanks, Ross, for the info. I appreciate that. Cody says, I'd take 10 lashes for a 21-day cruise for $952. I probably would too, to be honest with you. Do they have cruises or river cruises in Thailand? They have, well, the river here in Bangkok. I know they have like a dinner boat cruise, and they have riverboat taxis, and they have the boats and that kind of thing. I do know that they cruise out of certain ports here in Thailand, because I was looking at some of them, but it's not a big thing to do here. Anon says, cruises are not my cup of tea. When I used to live in Istanbul, the prices tripled when cruise ships docked at the port. I understand that too. Go More Hike says, yeah, they have river cruises in Thailand. I haven't been on one, though. Cody says, some days in life is boring. Boring is good. That's true. Addie says, cruise ship from Pattaya to Hue An. Yeah, that's kind of that's not exactly the kind of cruise we're talking about, but I got you. That's funny. Ross says there are also some amazing waterfalls in the same area, 5-hour drive north of Bangkok. Wow, it's a long way. Texas says that is on Costa, which is an Italian line under the Carnival Corporation. It sounds like it will be about 70% Italian, which is going to be interesting. I'm brushing up on my Italian to talk to the ladies. Good for you, man. Costa, which is under the Carnival Corporation. Well, mine was on the Jubilee, the ship Jubilee of the Carnival, which was the smallest ship in the fleet, and I still had a wonderful time. So if it's under Carnival, it's probably high quality, I would imagine. DoMoreLife says, okay, your topic, solo travelers, sustainable. A more important topic is life without cornbread sustainable. How long can a man go without cornbread? My tank's running empty, man. My tank is running empty. Stuck in Florida says, I love Kanchanaburi province. So much beautiful nature there. I got to get up that way. Simon says, if traveling in southern Thailand, try to avoid Yala, Patani, and Narathiwat, I think. Also Golok and Hat Yai. While Song okay, I'm glad you know all that. I don't. Richard says, I was just thinking about a year ago, you were all about the body scrubs and sports massages. You no longer doing that? No, not really. The last time I got a massage was last weekend, and that was one of the reasons I went to Batib, because I wanted to go back to Milan and get the professional masseuse there. That was nice and fun. And yeah, I really had a relaxing weekend last weekend, so it worked out pretty well. But you know, right now, Richard, it's all about saving money, and it's all about getting financially stable, because I really, really, really don't want to work a 9-to-5 job the rest of my life. I want to be able to travel, and I want to be able to do things. That's one reason why you don't see a lot of nightlife on this channel anymore, is because you know, I've had a couple inquiries from some sponsors, and they haven't said anything about what few nightlife videos are on this channel. But I'm currently in the process of trying to work some of those out. So I'm just not shooting that kind of material anymore, or recording, I should say. It's a bad idea to say the S word on here. Texas says, I almost booked a cruise from Singapore that included stops in Phuket and Bangkok. Sort of close. That's true. Roger says, they say you can live on bread and water. Not true. However, you can make it on Rice Krispie squares. I agree with that. I love that. That was a good one. Eric says, thanks, Tex. Well, definitely have to look that up. Yeah, I will too. Budapest Mole says, I'm at 11 months without cornbread, getting weak. Oh man, I'm on going on a little bit over 2 years on that. Somebody has sent the first PayPal of the day, and that is my main person there that always looks to get something started. I'll cover the name up because I'm not 100% sure they want to see who that is, but there you go. 25 to get it started, guys. Thank you so very, 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 very much, Mr. PayPaler there. I very much appreciate that, more than you know. And I appreciate you getting the ball rolling today, since Jim's not here. There's been no challenges thrown out or anything like that. Usually Jim does all that stuff, but thank you nonetheless. I genuinely appreciate that. Let's see. I got my eye on you, Budapest Mole, Richard says. Cody says, Wildcat, I promise Italian women love you to wag your tongue at them. I bet they do. Let's see. Oh no, Richard says, mods, trolls in the house, get ready to swing the hammer. That doesn't surprise me. I wrote a poem about trolls. Does anyone want to hear it? I absolutely go more hike. I want to hear it. Texas says, my dad is now wanting me to take him with me to Thailand. He was last there in the 60s building roads with the Air Force. Wow. Richard says Jeremy equals smartest guy on YouTube. No strikes on this channel. I don't know about the smartest guy on YouTube, but there has never been a strike on this channel ever. So we're definitely trying to make sure we do something right, and you guys help me do that, and I very, very much appreciate it. Thanks for noticing that, though, Richard. DoMoreLife says, troll poem. I love you. I am scared of you. Will I run away? Will you run after me? Friends. Good one. There's the PayPal link. All the PayPal links are going up, and since it's got kicked off, I'll put my email address up one more time just in case you guys can't find it or the link doesn't work for some reason. This is my email address, and you should be able to find me on there. I'm very, very always appreciative of everything that comes in because it literally keeps the channel going, literally. I appreciate that very much, guys. Pays for everything that's coming up, and I'm working on the camera right now. I'm working on the new camera, so that's what we're working towards. Scott P says, "How long can a man go without good barbecue?" 2 years so far, man. I haven't had. Well, I don't know. I had pretty good barbecue in Lechana in the Philippines. That was pretty good. So maybe not. Maybe not two. That was the earlier PayPal, guys. I think. Let me see. I'm very interested. You guys know I keep a good running tab on this. One second here. For some reason, my internet's running a little bit slow today. Yeah, that was the PayPal from earlier. Okay, cool. All right. So Richard T was Budapest Mole was asking is a real thing. Oh, okay. Ross says, I'm out, DML, busy day today. Okay, Ross, thanks for stopping by, bud. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Budapest, let's see. Where was I at? Richard T says he used a word that would get flagged by YouTube. Unfortunately, got to watch the words, guys. Oh, yeah. Always got to watch the words. Anon says, good to rent, transport, and play it by ear on the trip, in my humble opinion. I agree. I mean, I agree. Renting transport is probably going to cost you a little bit more, but it's also more dependable, in my opinion. Moses says, do you do any sort of work in Thailand, or are you retired? If you don't mind me asking, I don't mind you asking at all. I am a English teacher here in Thailand. Budapest Mole says, I've traveled solo most of my life, either for work or pleasure. It does get lonely, and you have to have a lot of confidence and be flexible, as you have no backup usually. That's the thing. It gets a little bit stressful to not ever have a backup, like not ever have somebody to turn to and say, did I do this right? I got that right? You know, it's kind of one of those things. So that would be my only complaint. But you got a good point, Budapest Mo. You got to make a very, very good point. Stuck in Florida says bare boat would be a better way to ask Richard. Simon says for the northern, it's a must to visit Chiang Rai up to Mae Sai, northern upmost highest part of Thailand next to Myanmar border. Cool. Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, and Mae Sai will all be on some type of vacation list that I will have at some point somewhere. Richard says it's all love here, but we have to be vigilant. That is absolutely correct, Richard. Definitely all love in here. Let's see. DoMoreLife says, Richard, you need to drop some more San Francisco videos. It's been like a year. I agree. San Francisco videos would be great, and I'd be more than happy to publish them. Frank says, what is the best part about going solo? The best part about going solo is you don't have to report to anybody. You don't have to keep up with anybody while you're traveling. You don't have to worry about where anybody is while you're traveling. You don't have to worry about, all of a sudden you're standing in the line for the flight. They have to run to the bathroom. You have to hold their place, and then when they come back from the restroom, the people behind you argue that you shouldn't have held their place and all this stuff. There's a ton of small benefits to traveling solo. And the other thing is, if you're a really really independent extrovert, then traveling solo can be like super super beneficial to you, very beneficial, because when I first started, it was like I was just free. I was just free to roam around and make my own mistakes and do my own thing. So many benefits to traveling solo, but in the end, it does get kind of lonely. Dino, good morning, Dino. What's up, man? Good morning, good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. Budapest says they have Thai barbecue, don't they? Yes, they do. I just haven't had any yet. Richard says, where did that go? Richard says, Smoking Joe's just texted me, and he said he was offended you did not say his barbecue was legit. They had Smoking Joe's is an awesome restaurant, and I ate there. Who did I eat there with last weekend when I was there? I ate there with somebody from the channel. Can't remember, but I ate there, and the same old good food, Richard, that I'm sure you miss dearly. Which you need to message me, dude, and let me know when you're coming to Thailand, because like I haven't seen you in forever, and I don't know what's going on with you. So like message me sometime and catch me up, please. Eric says, just Google best barbecue in Thailand and you will find many good places and reviews. That is a good idea, Eric. As a matter of fact, I might do that today. That might be my video for today. That's a good idea. Let's see. Cody says every YouTube blogger has raved about Smoking Joe's. Yeah, of course. Smoking Joe's is awesome. It's a great place to eat. Great place. Morton says previously there was one who asked about safety in Thailand. Department of State has an internet site with all the info you need to know about Thailand. That's absolutely true, and thank you for mentioning that, Morton. That's absolutely correct. Mr. Roger, thank you very much. Mr. Roger has decided to contribute $10 to PayPal. I know he doesn't mind me showing the actual thing, so I will show it up there for you. $10 from Roger. Thank you very much, Roger. You guys are starting to kick this thing off. If we get anything kicked off, I don't know. It's just something we do on Saturdays. Sometimes we make money, sometimes we don't. It's no big deal. My purpose in being here on Saturdays and Sundays to talk to you guys is to talk to you guys and to continue to build this family. Making extra money through the contributions or through your generosity is something that is just an enormous bonus, one in which I take very seriously. So thank you very much. Go More Hike says, I'm more of a fan of pizza than barbecue. I like Pizza Company. Pizza Company is good. If you go to Pattaya, be sure you go to Bronx Pizza. Love those guys. Keith Ball says, I always meet people and hang out when I travel. I've yet to be lonely. That's good, man. That's good. You're probably a really good extrovert, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's different when you don't have, I guess, being a YouTuber and having my face out there. Not that I'm some kind of famous person or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that, but having my face out there, it makes me a little more cautious and hesitant when I start telling people stuff about myself, because I believe at some point in life everybody will like screw you over a little bit. It's just in human nature, and that's my personal opinion. I just think that's what happens. Sorry guys, 1 second. Now, does that look better? I hope that looks better. I had to clean the camera off because it looked kind of dingy. Okay. Cody says, I eat pizza more than barbecue, but that's because I have kids prefer barbecue. What's the food like in the Balkans? That's a good question, man. Keith says, party when you want, sleep when you want, eat when you want. That is a very, very, very good plan if you can afford to do that, for sure. Anon says, an introvert has an easier time than an extrovert. I would be interesting to hear. I would be interested to hear your logical reasoning behind that. Because for me, um, it seems like it would be the opposite. Um, but that's just my opinion. Let's see. Stuck in Florida, and I agreed. I've lived by myself most of my life. It's nothing new for me to be alone. Oh, if you're talking about okay, so if you're saying okay, I get what you're saying. So if you're saying being alone as a solo traveler and an introvert, you would be better off. That makes sense. That makes sense. That does make sense. I'm talking about. I was referring back to the comment where the guy said making friends was easy and for him, and he was never alone, that kind of thing. So I was thinking more of an extroverted personality would be a benefit there. Cody says Richard T. Alcatraz walkthrough. Hey, that would be awesome, man. That would make a great video. Anon says some of the best pizza I've had was Little Italy on Soy 23. I might have to try that one day. GoMoreLife says welcome to the Rock. Remember that movie? Absolutely, man. Who was in that movie? Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, and yeah, that was with the gas that they used or whatever. I remember that. Anon says an introvert gets energy from being alone and independent. An extrovert needs other people to gain energy. That's very, very, very true. That's why me being an extrovert that I am, I feel like that's probably why I get that lonely feeling probably more than your average person is just because I mean, it's hard. It's you're right. I gain energy when I'm around other people. When you guys come on and this live stream starts and people start participating in conversation, I get happier. I get motivated. When I go, even now, when I go to work, I'm around good people at work. When I go to work, I get motivated because I know I'm around good people. So, you know, yeah, I would agree with your statement 100%. Texas says, whoa, hang on. Texas says, men in just about every part of the world come up with a version of meat over fire. I try to sample the barbecue smoking meat techniques wherever I go. That's a good idea, Texas. Good idea. Simon says traveling alone is the best, but important to stay focused at all times, not to be diverted. That's also true. If you enjoy traveling alone, that's true. Richard says, if I went to Alcatraz, I would be scared they may just like me in there. Me and prisons don't mix. I hear you, brother. Texas says, but the diversions are what makes traveling solo interesting. I agree because you're going to get thrown like these crazy plans that you didn't know you were going to have and or that you didn't know were coming, and somebody's going to say something or do something that's going to throw you in a kink, your plans in a kink, and that kind of thing. So hey, Scott Selway, how are you, man? Good to see you. But it's going to throw you in a kink, and you're going to be like, "Ooh, I got to decide right now on what I should do. I got to decide," and you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision, and then you have to live with the consequences. So there you go. Let's see. Frank says, "What phone type is better there, iPhone or Android?" A lot of people use Androids here. I have an iPhone and an Android, so I really don't know what the best. I would imagine it would be what purpose it was for. A lot of people that just take pictures with their phones use some of the higher end Android stuff. Me personally, I'm kind of I really love Apple's ecosystem and the way that their software works. So, it is what it is. And I like the ecosystem. That's about the best explanation I can give you, Frank. I'm sorry. I wish I could go into more detail. Gordon says, "Do you have any regrets using your real name?" No, and let me tell you why, Gordon. That is a great question. At the beginning, yes. Now, here's why I don't regret it. Because every troll, every person that doesn't like me for whatever reason, anybody that wants to try and make up lies, stories, or extremely exaggerate truths into a negative capacity about me is going to find out my real name. They're going to find out my address. They're going to find out where I work. They're going to find out where I live. They're going to find out everything about me, and they're going to put it on the internet anyway. That's what they do to make themselves happy. That's what they do. And so, no, at this point, I have no regrets using my real name, but that is an excellent, excellent, excellent question. And a lot of people do that. They don't use the real name, but the fact of the matter is, somebody's going to find your real name. In today's age, it is what it is. You're going to find that people are going to find out things about you that you were like, how can they possibly know that? And they will dox you. They will try to scare you. They will try to threaten you. They will call your job. They will do many, many, many things to try to make your life miserable. So, no, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. But that was a great question, Gordon. Richard says, okay, but what is he saying? I like, Johnny Siam. Hello. Good to see you, man. Let's see here. Going back up. Where was I? Go More Hike says, I prefer Android, and hello to Scott. I like the Moon Money restaurant review video. Been to any other good restaurants lately? No, but I'll probably go at some point over the next couple of days. I may just stay home today and watch movies. I don't know. I hadn't decided yet. I've got 5 days off, so we'll see what happens. Scuba Tom, what's up, man? Good to see you in the house. Haven't seen you in a long, long time. Thanks for dropping by. I have many great Thai friends in Bangkok. It still gets lonely at times. There are friends only. I understand, man. Addie says, I think I'm both an introvert producing audiobooks at home, but also extrovert later with friends. Best of both worlds. You can enjoy your own company and have genuine friends. Great. I couldn't agree more, Addie. I couldn't agree more. Anon says, Frank, check out the OnePlus 7 Pro, fantastic phone. And says, Jeremy, that's why being a YouTuber is healthy for you. Yes, that's right. That's right. You are 110% right. It is healthy for me because it does give me a platform to talk, and it makes me feel like people are listening, especially when they comment. So you're right. You're right. Never really thought about it that way, but thank you for bringing that to my attention. Roger says it gets lonely sitting in this Oklahoma house, especially with winter headed this way. I bet so, man. I bet so. My advice is to go back and watch as many DoMoreLife videos as you can until something clicks and you figure out how to get out of that house. That would be my personal suggestion because we have a lot of information on how to get out of that house, Roger. Simon says good people with good energy and good vibration and think possible is the way to go. Agreed. And let's see. Keith says when you travel alone, you need to be good at judging the characters and situations you come across. Yes, you do. And I thought I was good at that until I moved after my first 4 months or three and a half, 4 months in Cebu. Moved in with some expats that I thought were just wonderful people and turned out to be absolutely terrible, just disgusting human beings. But you're right. That comes with more life experience. You make a good point, Keith. And I have really, really gotten some life experience there. So let's see. You guys, you moderators are doing your thing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Roger says, I've been waiting to say that for 3 years. I hear you that. I hear you, man. Cody says, if he comes back as Bill Clinton, I have a go. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Curtis, was you working with same company in the Philippines? No, sir, I was not. Let's see. Simon says both iPhone or Android is fine. Both is just as good. Android and Asia is very popular, maybe due to the prices of the phones. Probably, because they are much cheaper than the iPhones in most cases. Scott says your expat info is always on point. Thank you, Scott. Very much appreciate that. I got another video coming for you guys that answers a question from another commenter. A good comment. He actually asked me this question. I said it was so good, I'll make a video about it. So I did that, and hopefully I have that for you on Monday or tomorrow if there is no live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure if I have one or not. Jordana, well, hi then. Hello, Jordana. Jazz says, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Pattaya, or Phuket, your favorite city? Well, I've only been to, out of the ones you've listed, I've only been to Bangkok and Pattaya, and I will tell you that Pattaya, I still try to say it right, guys, I promise. Pattaya has been the place where I've had the most, I would say the most relaxing time, but Bangkok is my favorite city. Bangkok is definitely my favorite city. I love living in Bangkok. Love it, love it, love it. Go More Hike says that's why I like Android better, cheaper, and you get one with a headphone jack. That's so true. Roger says Thailand, December the 6th. Oh, Roger's coming. Good. Then you won't be in that Oklahoma house in the winter. You'll be coming to Thailand. That's a good time to come, too. That's high season. Mr. Walker, good morning. Good to see you, man. Go More Hike says, of those cities, I'd pick Chiang Mai. Probably, but I've never been. Pick Boss, what's up, man? Haven't seen you since last week. He says, I don't know what he's about, but it's good to see you, Pick Boss. Let's see. That was not a PayPal. Frank says, what is the best type of transportation in general? It depends on where you are in the country. If you're in Bangkok, the BTS and MRT is obviously going to be your quickest way of transportation. Followed by, in my case, I don't mind riding motorbike taxis. So riding a motorbike taxi is not a problem at all. They're going to be cheaper than a regular taxi, and they get you there much quicker. So outside of that, if you're in a smaller town here in Thailand, you're probably going to be looking at tuk-tuks. And you can always use Grab or something like that. Richard says, almost forgot thoughts and prayers with the people of the Philippines. 10,000 people lost their lives in the typhoon that hit a day ago. That's terrible. Absolutely. I read about that, and I really hate it for the people of the Philippines. I really do. Anon says, Jazz, absolutely love Bangkok. Great vibe. Yeah, it is. It's a good vibe, man. W. Walker says, iPhone all the way. That's me, too. I'm the same way. Definitely the same way. Jazz says, Super Mike, thanks. Cody, 10,000 deaths. Wow, RIP. Yeah. I heard it was bad. Really, really, really bad. Anon says, the worst part of Thailand for me is having to leave at the end of the month. I understand, bro. I understand. Cody says Oklahoma, aka North Dallas. Scuba says, oh, he's saying hi to somebody. Go More Hike. I like Oklahoma. Blake Shelton is from there. Yes, he is. Anon, the problem with Phuket is too high a concentration of Farang compared to concentration of Thais. I've heard that before many times in the Phuket area. I've never been to Phuket, but I'll definitely have to check it out at some point. Richard says, okay, guys, got to run. Mods, keep those hammers swinging. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Much love, and message me. Well, we have obviously another troll here. But what is a good price for a motorbike taxi? It depends on how far you're going, really. Roger says, on top of Texas last Saturday. Ha ha. Anon says, again, in my opinion, yeah, no, it's okay. Your opinion's fine. Scuba Tom says, oh, he's talking to Cody. John says, I'm doing Krabi instead of Phuket. Not a bad idea. I've heard lots of good stuff about Krabi. Jazz says, glad I found your channel, brother. Informative for people planning their next moves and visits. Thank you very much, Jazz. I appreciate that very, very much. Gordon says, nothing worse than Farang who complain about too many Farangs. Hey, Michael. Pattaya for me in December 5th on Qatar Air. You'll have a good trip. Supreme Boy says, hit the WOA. I have no idea what that means. Keith Ball says, dual SIM phones work great. You can put Geek Sky on the eSIM and never look for SIM cards. That's true. Johnny says the TAP project for tourists to 2025 Phuket will increase by about 80%. I've heard about that. So, sorry guys, let me, now, anyway, moving right along. I'm waiting on my message to disappear. Okay. If it's anybody's birthday, happy birthday. And John, I like Ao Nang better than Phuket. Ao Nang, is that how you say it? I'm not exactly sure, guys. I'm not exactly sure about how you say it, but it is what it is. So, with all that being said, guys, I hate to drop it with, yes, I ride a bike in Bangkok traffic, and yes, it is a little bit scary. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to spend the rest of the day charging up equipment and going to different places in Bangkok, maybe later on this afternoon. Jazz says, is walking street and insane as it looks most people's videos, it looks like anything goes. No, it's not that insane. It's different, but it's not that insane. It's regulated a lot more today than it has been in the past. Scuba Time says, I use the eSIM on my iPhone. When in Thailand, I use the other SIM slot. That's awesome, man. And let's see, do you have good gyms to work out at? I do, Frank. The place I stay at actually has a good gym, so I don't have to worry about that. But they have good gyms here. They have really good gyms here. They have nice stuff. Jazz says, enjoy your day. And you too, guys. You guys enjoy your day. I really appreciate it. Those of you who monetarily contributed. I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it very, very much. It always goes a long way. And I really can't say thank you enough. So thank you. And thank you for helping keep the channel going. Much, much appreciated. Curtis says, any info will be great. I met a nice lady in Thailand. I will be moving there in 6 months. What's the best visa to stay in country? Jazz just hit a $5 super chat. So thank you so much, Jazz, for that $5 super chat. And I appreciate that very, very, very much. I always love when people come. I know that I'm doing something right when people come out of their pocket with their money, because that just means that I've added value. So, yeah, for the bottom line, I hear you, man. I really appreciate that very much. Thank you for that. Tourism Authority of Thailand is TAT. Curtis, what is there specific info you're looking for? Because I'll keep it going for a minute if we got something to talk about here. Scott Selway says, DoMoreLife, always DoMoreLife. Cody says, cheers, see you tomorrow. Maybe see you tomorrow. Cody, maybe, not sure. There's my PayPal link. If anybody's interested in contributing to the content, the PayPal link is there. Stuck in Florida says, thanks for the live stream and keep doing more life for everyone. Of course. Keith says, Curtis, slow down, brother. Take a visit first. Frank Ross says, I love your videos when you say just don't do it. LOL. Yeah, just don't do it. There's some things you just don't do. Like, just don't do it. Keith, or I'm sorry, Curtis. Yeah, if you have found a girl and you're planning to move there and stay here, or you want a long-term visa, I'm going to tell you, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Uh, the PayPal link worked. I'm not going to show your name because you're not up on the screen, but whoever you are, he says enjoy. So I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to turn that around. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a contribution right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Mr. B. I really, 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 genuinely appreciate that. That is a huge game changer, and that definitely gets me motivated. That's almost a hotel stay somewhere down in the middle of Bangkok, and stay there to go around like Nana and Soy Cowboy and some of those other places and see what's available down there for you guys in terms of hotels and what walking around like, what the nightlife's like a little bit. Those are the kind of contributions that really have a huge impact on the channel. So thank you very much, Brett. I appreciate that more than you could possibly imagine. Thank you, brother. Curtis says, yes. GeoMax says, hi, Jeremy. Hey, Geo. I know you're in Thailand, bro. I hope you're having fun, man. I really do. For the guy that I was talking to, Curtis, don't worry about a long-term visa. Do not worry about a long-term visa right now. Get a tourist visa and make sure that you at least actually like this girl in person. Sounds like you've bit it just a little too fast. Like, I found the girl of my dreams and I'm coming forever. So just, yep. Keith says, slow down. That's right. I love it. Gordon says, Curtis, are you 50 plus? That's good. You know he is, Gordon. You know, probably. He's got to be. Yeah, and there he goes. He says, yes. And I know exactly what you're thinking, Gordon. Well, not exactly, but I'm pretty sure. Go More Hike says, yeah, definitely visit for 2 or 3 weeks first. I agree 100%. You can come in, not Brett, Curtis, you can come in if you're an American, you can come in on a stamp, 30-day stamp, and at least come in and see what she's actually like, what the family's like, what the place is like. Are you going to like it? Are you not going to like it? That's the thing to do. Addie says, full moon party at Hardin Beach is fun, but be careful. Scott says, wow, I know. Gomorrah says, thank you, Brett. And we will also say thank you, Brett, because this is a family, and obviously you either are new to the family or know about the family. So I appreciate that. And that was not a PayPal. Where was I at? Yes, Frank says, wow, sweet. You deserve it. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. Gio says, I went out with 2 of your DoMoreLife family. Good, man. Brett says, you're welcome. And thank you. Again, I can't say thank you enough. That's a huge contribution, man. Huge contribution. Gordon says, at Curtis, you can qualify for a retirement visa, which allows you to stay a year. That's true, Gordon. He can. Also requires you to put a lot of money in the bank or show proof of, I believe it's 65,000 baht a month coming into a Thai bank. I'm almost 100% positive on that. If you guys are enjoying the content, please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. Cody says, where's Cody? Huge. Yes, huge. Frank says, is Thailand easy to get a visa? Is it easy to get a visa for Thailand? It depends on what kind of visa you want, Frank, to be honest. If you give me a specific type of visa, I will tell you specifically whether or not that visa is easy to get. Let's see. Curtis, beware of the catfish. Yes, you have to beware of the catfish, Curtis. Be sure that just because you've seen this girl on camera, just because you've talked to her a few times, just because you feel like you have a connection with her, that does not mean that she is the person that you have been talking to the whole time. In fact, I've seen men come over here and meet an entirely different girl at the airport. I have a U.S. visa, Frank says. You mean you have a U.S. passport? I'm assuming that's what you meant, Frank. Roger says, go for it, Curtis. Just be careful. Yeah, you got to be really, really careful. Really careful. Brett says, I've been watching a lot of your videos, but never seem to catch the live feeds. Well, I'm glad you caught this one, brother, because you really, really helped out today more than you could possibly imagine. I cannot say thank you enough. I really, really, really cannot say thank you enough. So I'm glad you enjoy the content enough and it provides enough value for you to make that kind of contribution. I can't say thank you enough. So much appreciated, Brett. Gordon says, even if you don't love the girl, you end up loving Thailand. That's true, Gordon. That's very, very, very true. Very true. Especially if you have a good nest egg. Curtis says, 59 years, I see her and I do video chat twice. Curtis, you might want to spend some more time getting to know her, buddy. I would come to Thailand and not plan on staying long term. I would come to Thailand, get you a 60-day tourist visa. You can extend that for 30 days, or you might be able to get a 90-day tourist visa if you're in the U.S. And that'll give you 3 months to get to know her and to get to know a little bit about Thailand. And I agree with Gordon. Even if you don't like her that much, there's plenty more here to choose from, and you will wind up falling in love with Thailand. Gio says, I spent $20K last night and on to this morning. I know you're talking about bot, but good for you, man. As long as you're having a good time, that's really all that matters. And I'm glad you're having such a good time, Gio. Jazz says, good night, gents. Good night, Jazz. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Cody says, 7 years ago, when I first started dating apps, I figured out in about 2 to 3 weeks what I was mostly dealing with online. Dead buffalo, broken phone, family in hospital, all the time story. That's right. Usually it's a money thing. If you meet people online, they're looking for money, but not always. You just have to be careful. Roger says, twice I changed my post. Slow down, buddy. Yeah, I thought you might, Roger. I thought you might. Go More Hike says, Brett, he usually does one Friday night Eastern time, USA. Yep, a live stream I usually do on Friday nights and sometimes on Saturday nights as well. Brett, if you're still around. See you, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by, man. Curtis says that's 25K I never get to touch, right? Yes, that's correct. You have to leave it in the bank it has to be there on your 90-day check-in, so you can touch it, but I believe you can touch it. Maybe Gordon or somebody can help me out with this. I believe you can touch it, but it has to be there when your 90-day check-in comes around. Anon says, Curtis, remember when you marry a Thai girl, you marry her family, and you will be expected to contribute. Same for the Philippines. It's just Southeast Asia. That's just the way it goes. Gio says, don't talk to girls on Thai friendly until you're in Pattaya. I think Gio is having a lot of fun over here, guys. Cody is saying, Curtis, be careful. We all want the best for you, Curtis. That's why we're telling you these things. We're not trying to beat you down or make you lose your dream by any means, man. We want you to have a long, fulfilling, happy 60s and 70s, and we just want you to be careful. That's all. Gio said, got that. Let's see. Gio says you're wasting your time and effort, and then he stopped. Frank says, type tourist visa like for 60 or 90 days. No, a U.S. visa. I live in the Caribbean, actually, but I want to go. Oh, well, I'm not sure what kind of you live in the Caribbean. Are you a U.S. citizen, Frank? That would be my question, because if you're a U.S. citizen, then you should be able to get a U.S. passport. So you're going to have to go to an embassy somewhere and get a tourist visa, or if you are a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport, then you can just fly directly over on a stamp, and you can get that for 30 days. You can get that extended for another 30 days, and I think you can stay in Thailand legally 6 calendar months out of the year on a tourist or stamping type visa. That's what I've been told anyway. Curtis says, yes, I am in USA. Thanks for the info. You're welcome, man. We just want all the best for you, bro. We want all the best for you. Gio says, Tom is a baller just like me. We made it rain. I bet you did. Tell Tommy I miss him on my live stream this morning. But I appreciate everybody. Of course, I appreciate everybody that's here. I'm glad you guys are having a great time for sure. Oh Lord, Go More Hike is he's singing on there. You know what? Those are actually song lyrics, and I can't leave them up. Sorry. Gordon's Alive says, Curtis, it has to be there at your 90-day check-in. Yeah, that's what I thought. Half of it has to be in there at all times. Okay, there we go. Brett F says, I'll keep an eye out for next Friday night's live feed. It's normally a feeding night for my snakes, but I'll have something to listen to while I feed the kids. I hear you, man. I hear you. Irregardless, we're usually on Friday nights and sometimes on Saturday nights for you too. Gordon says, Curtis Browning, you can spend $400K after 90 days. There you go. I did not know that. Frank says he is Jamaican, so I need to go to an embassy then. Yep, you need to go to an embassy. Go to an embassy, Frank. Absolutely. That is the 100% surefire way to get it done, man. Go to an embassy. Go More Hike says, Brett, it usually starts about 9 p.m. Eastern. Times vary. That's true because sometimes I start early and sometimes I start late. So that's it, guys. Thank you all for the monetary contributions. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. I would like to say thank you to the DoMoreLife family. More content coming your way. Everybody have a great day. Lee, thank you. Brett, thank you. And somebody else contributed to via PayPal, via Super Chat. That was Jazz, I believe. Yep, Jazz. Thank you, and everybody else that remember, guys, if you want this channel to grow, the best thing you can do is pick your favorite DoMoreLife video and share it, or pick your favorite 5 DoMoreLife videos and share them on Facebook or Pinterest or wherever, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be. Share them, and that will draw attention to the channel, and I would very, very, very much appreciate it. That's really all I got, guys. So if you don't do anything else today, please be sure you do more life. I love you guys, and I might see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you later. Take care.